The text came in at 11:47 p.m. Still living in that sad little apartment, huh? Must be nice being poor and simple. It was from my sister, Lauren. I stared at my phone screen in the dark, the blue light making my hands look almost ghostly. And I just laughed. Not because it was funny, but because she had no idea. No idea at all. Growing up in Asheville, North Carolina, Lauren was always the golden child, 3 years older than me, valedictorian, full ride to Duke, married a lawyer, 2 kids, perfect Instagram life with the perfectly filtered photos of her perfectly decorated house. Me? I was the creative one. That's family code for the one who will probably struggle. I went to community college, studied graphic design, worked freelance gigs that barely paid rent, lived in a 600 square foot apartment in a part of town my parents called transitional. Sunday dinners at mom and dad's were tense. Lauren would talk about her latest vacation to the Outer Banks, her husband David's big cases, their daughter's private school, and then mom would turn to me. "How's work, sweetie?" I'd smile. "Good, staying busy." Lauren would smirk into her wine glass. She never said it directly at the table, but I'd get the text later. "You should really think about getting a real job. Still doing the art thing? Let me know if you need money. I'm happy to help my little sister." I never responded. I just let her think what she wanted to think. It started getting worse about 6 months ago. Lauren's texts became more frequent, more pointed. "Saw your Instagram, still in that apartment? Maybe it's time to move up in the world. David and I are looking at lake houses. You should come visit when we buy one. If you can afford the gas, LOL." That lol at the end, like it was a joke. But it wasn't. Then came Thanksgiving. We were all at my parents' house in their subdivision off Merriman Avenue. The air smelled like turkey and my mom's apple pie. Football on TV. Normal. Lauren pulled out her phone during dessert. "Oh my God, you guys have to see the photos from our Napa trip." She swiped through pictures. Vineyards, fancy restaurants, hotel suites. Dad leaned in. "Beautiful, honey. You two work so hard, you deserve it." Then Lauren looked at me. "You should really travel more. Emma, it's so good for the soul. I mean, I know money's tight for you, but maybe save up, even just a weekend trip." Mom shifted uncomfortably. I smiled. "Maybe." "I'm serious," Lauren continued. "You're 32. You should be building wealth, equity, not just, you know, surviving." That word, surviving, like I was some charity case. I excused myself, went to the bathroom, sat on the edge of the tub and stared at the tile floor. And I made a decision. I wasn't going to tell them. Not yet. The truth is, I wasn't poor. Not even close. 4 years ago, I took a freelance job designing a logo for a tech startup in Charlotte. Small company, 3 guys in a garage. They couldn't pay me much up front, so they offered me equity instead. 0.5%. I almost said no. But something made me say yes. Maybe desperation. Maybe curiosity. I designed their logo, their website, their entire brand identity for 6 months. Then I forgot about them. Until 2 years later, when I got an email. The company had been acquired for $340 million. My 0.5%, after taxes and legal fees, I walked away with $1.1 million. I didn't tell anyone. I bought a small duplex in West Asheville, fixed it up, rented out one side, lived quietly in the other. I kept my old apartment as my office. I kept freelancing. Kept dressing in thrift store clothes, kept driving my 2011 Honda Civic. And I invested. Carefully, smartly, real estate, index funds, a few more startup equity deals. By the time Lauren sent that text at 11:47 p.m., I was worth just over $2.8 million. And she thought I was barely scraping by. The text that night wasn't even the worst one. A week later, she sent me a screenshot. It was a job posting. Entry-level marketing coordinator, $42K a year. Her message, Saw this and thought of you. Might be more stable than the freelance thing. Just trying to help. I stared at that heart emoji for a long time. She wasn't trying to help. She was trying to feel superior. And I was done. For weeks, I didn't sleep well. I'd lie awake in my duplex, the one she didn't even know I owned, and I'd replay every family dinner in my head, every condescending comment, every time she offered to help, every time Mom defended her. She's just worried about you, Emma. Was she, though? Or did she just need someone to look down on? I started avoiding family events, made excuses. Sorry, I've got a client deadline. Yeah, not feeling great, think I'm coming down with something. Mom called me one night. Emma, honey, is everything okay? You seem distant. I almost told her. Almost said, Mom, I'm fine. I'm more than fine. I'm financially independent. I own property. I'm doing better than Lauren in a lot of ways. But I couldn't. Because if I told Mom, Lauren would find out. And I wasn't ready for that yet. I needed to know. Why was I hiding this? Was it fear? Pride? Some weird sense of satisfaction in knowing something they didn't? I talked to my friend Jordan about it over coffee at Biltmore Village. Why don't you just tell her? Jordan asked. I stirred my latte. I don't know. Part of me wants to just exist without needing to prove anything. But she's making you feel like shit. Yeah. So prove her wrong. I took a sip. The coffee was too hot. I burned my tongue a little. Or, I said quietly, I let her keep thinking I'm poor, and I buy the one thing that'll make it impossible to hide. Jordan raised an eyebrow. What? I smiled. Her apartment building. Lauren and David rented. I'd always known that. She'd mentioned it casually at dinners. We're in this great complex near Biltmore Park. 2-bedroom, huge balcony, $2,400 a month, but so worth it. I'd never thought much about it until I looked it up. Asheville Heights Residences. Nice building. Built in 2019. 40 units, well-maintained. Good property management company. And it was for sale, the whole building. Listed at $8.2 million. I sat in my living room with my laptop, staring at the listing photos. My financial advisor, Mark, had been telling me for months to diversify into commercial real estate. Multifamily properties are solid, Emma. Cash flow, appreciation, tax benefits. I'd been hesitant. But now, I opened my banking app, checked my investment accounts, ran the numbers. If I liquidated some index funds, took out a commercial mortgage, I could do it. I could buy the building my sister lived in, and she'd never know until I wanted her to know. My hands were shaking, not from fear, from something else. Clarity. I called Mark the next morning. I want to make an offer on a property. Great. What kind? Multifamily, 40 units, Asheville. He pulled it up. Asheville Heights. Emma, this is a serious move. You sure? I'm sure. Why this one? I paused. Personal reasons. 3 weeks later, the offer was accepted. $7.9 million. I'd negotiated down. Closing was set for December 15th. Lauren's lease renewed January 1st. Perfect timing. I closed on the building 2 days before Christmas. The property management company sent me the tenant list. There she was, Unit 314, Lauren Mitchell, 20 straight and 100 a year month. Lease expires 12/31. I sat in my car in the parking lot of the building, my building, and I just breathed. This was real. I called the property manager, a woman named Angela. Hi, this is Emma Hartley. I'm the new owner. Oh, hi, Ms. Hartley. Congratulations. What can I do for you? I want to review all the lease renewals for January. Of course. I can send you the list. Actually, is Unit 314 renewing? I heard her typing. Yes, Lauren Mitchell. She submitted her renewal 2 weeks ago. Everything's in order. Good, approve it. but I want to handle her renewal personally. Silence. Is there a problem with the tenant? No. She's family. Oh, I'll be sending the renewal paperwork myself. I'll sign it. I just want to make sure it's handled correctly. Understood? I drafted the renewal letter that night. Standard terms, same rent, 12-month lease. But at the bottom, where the landlord signs, I wrote my full name in pen, Emma Catherine Hartley. I mailed it December 28th. She'd get it by New Year's Eve. 3 days later, my phone rang. Lauren. I let it ring twice before I answered. Hey, Emma. Her voice was tight, strained. Did you do something? What do you mean? I just got my lease renewal. Okay? Emma, your name is on it. I said nothing. Why is your name on my lease renewal? I took a breath. Because I own your building, Lauren. Silence. Long silence. You... What? I bought Asheville Heights Residences in November. You're my tenant now. I could hear her breathing. That's not possible. It is. You don't have that kind of money. Apparently, I do. How? I leaned back in my chair. I've been working, Lauren, investing, building something, while you were sending me job postings for $42K a year positions. I was closing million-dollar deals. You're lying. Check the county records. The LLC is mine. I can send you the closing documents if you want. Another long silence. Why didn't you tell us? Because you never asked. You just assumed. Emma, you called me poor Lauren for years. You acted like I was some charity case, like I needed saving. Her voice cracked. I was trying to help. No, you were trying to feel better about yourself. I heard her crying, and part of me softened, but another part didn't. Your lease is approved, I said quietly. Same terms. Nothing changes. I'm not going to kick you out or raise your rent. You're a good tenant. Emma, I'm so sorry. I know. Can we talk? In person? Maybe, not yet. I hung up, and I sat there in my quiet duplex, holding my phone, feeling empty. Not triumphant, not satisfied, just tired. I didn't go to Christmas dinner that year. Mom called. I told her I was sick. Lauren texted. I didn't respond. I spent Christmas alone, watching old movies and eating takeout Thai food. And I thought about what I'd done. Had I proven something? Yes. Had it felt as good as I thought it would? No. Because revenge, I realized, doesn't fix the hurt. It just moves it around. Lauren thought I was poor because I let her think that. And maybe part of me wanted her to underestimate me. Because when you're underestimated, you have nothing to lose. But now she knew. And I didn't feel powerful, I just felt sad. Sad that it took this for her to see me. Sad that money was the thing that made me real to her. 2 weeks later, I met Lauren for coffee. We sat outside at a cafe on Lexington Avenue, even though it was cold. January in Asheville is gray and biting. She looked smaller somehow. I'm sorry, she said again. I know. I didn't realize how I was making you feel. I know. She wrapped her hands around her mug. You could have told me. Would you have believed me? She thought about that. Probably not. We sat in silence for a while. Are you really not going to raise my rent? She asked. No, you're still my sister. She smiled a little. A very rich sister. Just a sister who made some good choices. She nodded. We didn't fix everything that day, but we started. Because at the end of it all, revenge isn't about proving you're better. It's about deciding whether being right is worth losing what matters. I bought her building, but I didn't buy back the years of hurt. I can't. No one can. So here's my question for you. If someone in your family made you feel small and you finally had the chance to prove them wrong, would you take it? Or would you just let it go and walk away? I still don't know if I made the right choice, but I made mine. What would you do?